Good evening, everyone. My name is Zoe, and I am a success manager here at Formative. I am so excited to welcome Madison May on to host tonight's Teacher Talk. Madison is an elementary school teacher, actually teaching at her old elementary school out in Nevada. And she's going to be talking to us about adapting formatives from our library to meet the needs of her students and work through actionable data. So Madison, take it away.
All right, well, first off, I wanted to start by saying Happy Teacher Appreciation Week to all of you guys that are out there or watching the video also. I use Formative for everything. So I thought I would show you guys kind of how I use it for math today. I am a second grade teacher, so we're gonna show you something on money. If you have any questions, go ahead and write them in the chat. I will absolutely do a little question and answer at the very end. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen. All right, and as you can see, I am currently just on the Formative dashboard. So I'm going to start by creating a new formative, and I'm actually going to choose a formative from the library. So at the top here, you can see the library, and I'm looking for something on money, like I said. So I'm going to choose this Money Making Review, is made by Caroline Downey, and she said it's for second grade in math. The cool thing about this is you can totally look at all of the different ones on here. You can preview it before you decide to make it yours. But I like this one, so I'm going to make it mine by adding it to my formative list. I can click right here again to go to my new formative. And she's had some fun things on here. Currently, the title of hers is Money Making Review. And I'm going to change this to Money Pretest because I'm planning on using this with my kids as a pretest. Right now it has 7 questions. Some I think are fantastic and some I'm going to change a little bit. So my kids have a really hard time this year with reading. So I'm going to show you how to actually change the question types to make it a little bit easier for our kiddos. So I'm going to take away this first question. She's asking just what they've learned so far about money. So I'm going to remove that, but I'm actually going to add in a video. So right now in Formative, you could add a question or you could add a video. So I'm going to add a video, and I'm actually going to use Formative to record my video. You could upload one or just record the screen, but I am going to upload it. So here I am. So I'm just going to do a quick intro. Hi kids, answer the following questions below. Now, obviously, if I did it for my kids, I would explain the directions. You know, watch this video, look at this chart to help you, and then answer the following questions. So once it is downloaded like this, you can just add it straight to here. Then my kids will watch this video. I do have a couple that are good readers, so I might write on top of it say, directions, watch the video below, so that they know. Watch the video, okay. So they're gonna watch the video of me. I like these. I like that it has a little graphic at the top. They can watch the video. And then they can answer the questions that I'm actually wanting them to ask. So the first one says, which of the coins below is worth 25 cents? So I like this question, but I'm just going to get rid of a couple things from her. I don't want the ABCD. I don't want any confusion with my kiddos. So just adapting what she already had. And then you can add the standard. I love adding the standard because then you know exactly where your kids are at with each thing that you want. So if you don't already have the standard, you can just add a new standard set right here. We use the Common Core standard here in Nevada. So I have that done. So I'm going to do the money standard, which is 2.MD8. Now, the only standard that we have for second grade is solve word problems involving dollar bills and coins. But I'm going to pick this one anyways, so that when I go to do my report cards, I have a quick, easy, oh, these ones were about money. Yes, they get money. No, they don't. Next one, she has a true false. So 2 dimes are equal to 1 quarter. I like that one. So let's keep that one the same. I'm going to add my standard set to this one too. Number 3 says using the fewest amount of coins possible, please draw or show $1.45. I like this question, but I'm going to change it a little bit. So I'm just going to say using coins, please draw or show $1.45. I'm not too concerned with them trying to find the specific ones. So they can edit it and they can show me which coins that they used. I'm going to do this again, add that one in. I'm going to get rid of this question. It's asking which things equal that. I'm going to get rid of a couple more questions that she had on hers. And then I'm actually going to show you how to add from the library again. So I'm going to add a question here. And then right at the bottom, you can actually grab an existing question from their bank. So if I searched coins, I'm actually going to look for a picture of the coins, like this one right here. What is the name of this coin? I love these ones. I want to be sure that my second graders know the names of the coins, because if they can't name the coins, the value of the coins is going to be very hard. So I have all of these coins being added right now. I think that's good. Let's see, how many did I add? 4 more? Yeah, so what is the name of this coin? So informative, they make it really easy to look at the coin and then pick the correct answer. So, and then I will absolutely tag the standard again on all of these. There's a penny. Let's tag that standard again. So as you can see, they have so many options to how you want your questions to look, what you want your kids to answer. Maybe instead of multiple choice on this one, maybe I want them to tell me that it's a quarter. So let's have them say, like, speak it so that there's a quarter. So here's my updated formative. I currently have, let's see, 7 questions, and then I can go and assign it to them. So my second grade class is right here, but I'm actually going to assign it to you guys. So if you wouldn't mind opening up a second tab, I'm going to assign my formative to you so that you can see how I use feedback in real time. So if you go to goformative.com/join and then enter this join code, hopefully it's still on your screen, 8F5JEN. And then I can actually see you working on the formative, and I'll show you how I would do this with my students. So feel free to answer the questions correctly or incorrectly, and I'll show you how I give my students feedback in real time. So, thank you, Chris. I see you answering questions. Looks like, Chris, you are good at these. JB, I see you too. Thank you. Stephen, I see you too. Thank you. And remember, correct or incorrect answers are great. And I'm going to show you on my screen how I go in real time. So as the students are working, obviously sometimes I'm walking around and making sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. And then sometimes I'll come back, either sit at my desk or just be on my computer and make sure that they're doing the right thing. So I can see, like, for instance, I can see some mistakes. So I see that Stephen thought that the coin below was worth 25 cents and he thought it was called a dime. So I could say, I could type feedback right away to Stephen. Stephen, I'm pretending you're my kid in my class, and say, a dime is worth 10 cents. Maybe I'll say, check your math notebook, or whatever they have to use. So on Stephen's screen, it would automatically pop up, Mrs. May said, this is incorrect. I can see that Chris Z did some very fancy work with the math tools to show $1.45. Very nice, Chris. Let's see what else. I like it. I can see that some people are starting to speak in there. I love what JB is doing. I might even stop at some point and show my class this whole screen. So I can see that JB is drawing money and putting amounts in each one of them. And I would probably praise them for this. And we would talk about, oh my goodness, look at how good this student is doing. See if I can get everybody to kind of follow along. I love this. Look we are good. I like it. $1.25, Rebecca. Thank you. Oh man. This is cool. So as I'm doing this, my kids would be answering the questions and we could be talking about it in real time. This is also great for students who are at home. You can do at any point. You can have them working on the formatives at the same time. Then once I have all of the data corrected, we could talk about it. We could see where to proceed from there. So I see that Stephen named this coin. Cool. When they are gray, you see them up here, that is when I did not assign an answer to it and the teacher needs to grade it. So I could look at them and say, you know, oh, here's $1, here's 45 cents. Nice job, JB. I'm going to change yours to green because you got it correct. You know, or on Justine's, I can see that she drew $1.45, but the directions clearly say to use coins. So I might mark it wrong and I might say, give her a little feedback. Or I might say, don't forget, the question says to use coins. Another kind of fun thing that you can do with formative is you can use different emojis. So a lot of times I have like a few students who need that constant feedback. Did I get it right? Did I get it right? Otherwise they'll be at my desk, Mrs. May, can you help me with this one? You know, so I can just send a quick thumbs up to them. And then they can see on their screen, oh, I got that one. I can keep working. I don't need to go ask her for a question. So this is how I use formative. They make it really easy to do this. I've been pretty much using it for everything. I do it for my morning math. Math worksheets are pretty much online for the most part now. I've even been using it lately in science. We're talking about parts of a plant. So I'll take a picture of a plant in. That's another great way to use it. And then I can see that 5 people have finished it. One way that I would use this with my kids is after the pretest, I would actually look at it and see what needs to be taught. And then I might actually do a clone of it and then just make another one. And then instead of money pretest cloned, I would put post-test. And then I could assign it again and see how they did. So compare the 2 problems. So let's see if we have anybody else who's joining us in here. Oh, not the post-test, the pre-test. Still got 5 of us that have done it. I love it. By the way, I can see if you were to respond to my answers, I could see those on my computer also. So that's really helpful. It does pop up and tell me when a student has sent feedback to me. I can see that everyone has submitted it. I love when I can see that. I can see the percentages. Now, like I said, I would have to go through and see how they did and then grade all of them. So I do want to stop sharing here. And I want to see if you have any questions about how I chose from the library, how I do add the standard set, maybe how I use it in my classroom, maybe the different standards or tags or anything like that, or how to grab a question from the library. All right, I do see that there's a question. Can you view progress against standards over time? So let me show you my screen again, and I will show you this answer. So if I go back to the home page, in my tracker, you can view progress over time. So you can choose to do it either by formative or by standard. So I can switch to standard, and then you can choose the time. Now, I know not all subscription types have this, but you can choose the different amount of time. You can do like last week, or you could do the last 2 weeks, or you could do like the last 90 days, last half year, anything like that. So let's pick the last 30 days. So you can see how your students do. You can see that I use it quite often, but it does show how each of my kids are doing on their standards. So right here, here's that money standard that I was just doing, that 2.MD8. You can track that. You can even click on a certain student and it will bring up right here the different standards that you have for them and how they're doing in it. I like to print it off at the beginning of the year. And then I like to print it off again at the very end of the year, calendar year. and then again to show them the different progress over time. So that's cool. You can also do it by formatives. So it's really great for data tracking. Let's pick something smaller. Last 7 days. So you can see like my morning math every single day and things like that. So the last things that they are doing, of course, if they're blank, I haven't assigned it yet, or they haven't done it yet. That's also a thing. Let's see what other questions we have. For students still learning to read and type, are there audio features they can use instead? I love the video option. Yes. So there are audio features. Students, just like my last question on there where there was a picture of a quarter and I had asked the students to type or to write into it, you can absolutely do that. So I can record a video and they can record. I actually use that for reading. I have the students, they have a passage in front of them, and then I have them click the audio button, and then they do their reading off of there. So that's an option too. Students can also attach videos. They can attach pictures. I find that any chance I can to add a video of either myself talking or something that they don't have to read quite as much, it's super helpful. We have a first grade teacher at our school who gives every direction via a video. So like the first question would say, what is a quarter? She would speak it. She'd say, all right, class, tell me number 1, what is a quarter? And then they'd pick the answers below. So that is a great option with formative. Let me actually share again, and I'll show you all of the options for the different question types, just so you can see them again. So to add content on my part, this is for teachers right here. I could add audio, I could embed a website or even like a YouTube video. I could embed an image, a text block, a video, or a whiteboard. This is where I could draw things on. Of course, you can add a PDF doc or Google Doc, things like that, or something from the question bank. The different question types I could add are audio response, categorize. This would be like dragging something up and down to match it. So like if I had 25 cents, 10 cents, quarter, dime, they could move them around. A free response, graphing, matching, multiple choice, multiple selection, numeric, resequence, short answer, show your work, or true or false. One of my favorite question types is actually short answer, and then you can add show your work at the same time. So that's kind of a cool one that is now added. All right, let's see more questions. Could you show us some more examples of formative you've made? Absolutely. Do you have a specific subject or just all second grade kind of type of material? I will start with some that I've made, and then we'll go from there. All right, so like I said, I use formative for almost everything. So let me show you how I do my morning math. So my morning math in second grade, here's one I just did today. I uploaded a document from Teachers Pay Teachers that I found, and then I added the different question types to it. So like you can see the question over here is 4 plus 9. So my first question is 4 plus 9. There's my answer to it and my standard type. My students do this every single morning. So on Teachers Pay Teachers, I just bought multiple of them. So very easy to add a document that way. Let's talk about, we use Eureka Math. So Eureka Math for second grade. Let's go to module 4. Adding and subtracting to 100. I use it pretty much every day. Let's just see this one. So here's a quote. Solve using a place value chart and place value discs. So while this is a little bit of an easier question, I would expect my students to draw 80 and then 30 and move it over. Let me show you what I would expect from this one. So you can see the student drew 80, these are place value discs, and then 30, they circled 10 and moved it over. So a great way to show your work, but yet still have that short answer where they're going to grade it for us, which is nice. Let's do ELA. Let's do homophones. There's some homophones one that I did last week. Oh, here's where I did an audio recording. And it says just exactly what this says right here. Match the homophone words. And then here's the categorize or the matching option where students can move these up and down. So this gave me a really quick preview of did they know their homophones, yes or no. Let's give a science example. I haven't done these one this year, but the needs of seeds is one of our lessons. And so the guiding questions, this is one that we would do together. So I would be at the front of my board stating these questions, but then they would be reading it also. So what do you need? What do seeds need to sprout? Are the needs of seeds the same as seeds of a plant? So here's where they could do a multiple choice, or they could choose more than one. So it says check all of the things you think a seed needs in order for it to sprout. So they could choose these answers here. Let's see, what other kind of, oh, snowflakes, that's fun.
Someone in Facebook is curious about seeing report cards. What did you do there?
Yes, okay, thank you. So for report cards, we have a couple different ones for different trimesters. So it goes exactly with our report card comments. So one of our ones for the beginning of the year says student can add to 20. So, or add within 20. So here's just a quick report card assessment I would do. 3 plus 7, can they get to 10? And they would tag the form or tag all of the standards so that I make sure that when I go back and check, I could see that. At the beginning of the year, second graders are not super great on a computer, so we don't do as much, but by the third trimester, I have a lot. So here's one on the fox and the snail for literature. It says, read the following fable and use the passage to answer the questions. So here's one where I might have multiple choice questions. I might have them actually read it to me via here, just change it to an audio response. And so then I could check their fluency. I could do a quick running record, something like that on there. Other report card ones we have are like informational text, phonics. Let's go to second trimester because we have main idea, story structure, nonfiction, fiction, those kind of things. So formative really makes it easy to do a lot of different assessments online, which I love.
So you mentioned that at the first trimester, some of your students are still getting a little bit more familiar with using technology. And how do you introduce formative to your students, and how do you get them to really understand how to use it?
So my students are one-to-one with Chromebooks. So from day one, we're using them. Usually on the first day or the first few days, all we use is Google Classroom. And then we start working into formative. So like I showed you the morning math online, we do that on paper probably for 2 or 3 days. And then on day 3, 4, 5, towards the end of that first week, we switch to online. But we'll do it all together. So I'll have it up on my Promethean board behind me and we'll go, okay, number 1, 3 plus 7, 7 in your head, count 3 more. Now, while that's a great strategy at the beginning of the year, obviously at the end of the year, that's not going to fly with me. You should just know 3 plus 7, but we do it completely slow. But I'd say by the second or third week, the kids can do formative all on their own. They know how to log in, they know how to get to their assignment for the day, and they know how to submit it, everything like that.
Very cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay.
All right, I think I did the examples of formative I made for science. We use it lots for seeds. We also use it for mystery science. If you have that program, I just download the worksheets from there and put it straight in. Makes grading a lot easier, and then we don't ruin as many trees. I love using formative for ELA. I can't always make it around to every single student every single day. So putting a passage in front of them or on their computer screen and then listening to it at night, while I'm in bed or on the couch or something is great. I can check different fluency activities. I can even ask them the comprehension questions. That's great for students who are lower, reading at not a quite as high level. I could even read the text passage out loud while it's showing on their screen. They can click the button from me and I can read it to them, and then they can answer the comprehension questions that I do for them. Yeah. Did I miss any questions? Love the video option. Me too.
So as an elementary school teacher, you're teaching every single subject, which is a ton of planning. And you did mention that a kindergarten teacher uses Formative also. Do you collaborate with any of your colleagues on Formative to, work together to bring all that content to your students? And how do you do that?
We do. Actually, we did a lot of that this year. So the beautiful thing about Formative is once you create it, it's there. You can use it over and over again every single year. So this year it was a little bit different. So the first graders coming into second grade missed school. We were out for May, June, July, August, quite a while with the events that were happening. So we kind of had to go back to first grade material. And we had one teacher at our school who was using Formative in first grade. And so we actually took formatives that she would have used that she didn't. And we went back and used those. We just updated a little few things for second grade. Yeah.
That's really cool. You were able to do that vertical learning so quickly. Very amazing.
Formative makes that easy, especially since you can share your formatives and clone them. So the second grade teachers in ours, we have 3 second grade teachers. We all use the same formative. I'd make the math, another teacher makes most of the literature, and then another one the science, and we just share them all so that we can all be using the same thing.
That's really awesome. Well, I think that's all of the questions we have today, Madison. Thank you so much for coming on today. Really appreciate it. And y'all be on the lookout for our next teacher talk. It's going to be on May 25th at 3 p.m. Pacific time, where we have an amazing teacher who's been with Formative for pretty much since the beginning. And he'll be talking about how he uses Formative for everything in his classroom in person. All right. Have a great evening, everyone. Thank you, Madison.